Hey, what's up? This is going to be an extremely short video, but most of you, when I ask you, hey guys, do you have some dragon games, or when I teach you neither for any Sicilian opening, you just kept telling me, Maya, the problem is they keep playing bishop c4 against us. Why? Because for some reason, all these guys are out of theory. I'm talking about white players. And they think when they play e4, e5, bishop c4, like Italian or Giuco piano, the same thing is going to happen here. So against Sicilian, they should also play bishop c4 and play kind of similar positions to the Italian opening, even against Sicilian. Well, that's not a case. This variation is called Bowdler attack. Who was Bowdler and what kind of attack is this? I believe that was a guy who played bishop c4 for the first time. This is not attack at all. We absolutely won't give them a chance to attack you. If you ask me the quality of the bishop c4 move, I'm even willing to say it's a stupid one. Why? You just have to play e6. What's so special about e6? To immediately soften the activity of the bishop on c4, to immediately create a kind of restriction for that bishop, and not to let it any kind of activity anymore. So when they go knight c3 to stop d5, because obviously we would just want to play d5 next move, you now go with a6. An idea of a6 is to play for b5. Playing b5 would allow you not only to get some space on the queen side, but also to play bishop b7 after. They gotta go with a4. And now you just go with knight c6. And if you ask me, what is this? What kind of timeout of opening is this for white? I would say pretty bad. First of all, in timeout, you need knight on f3, not on c3. Second thing, what kind of bishop is this? It hits the pawn on f7. Not. There is a pawn on e6. Does it hit the pawn on e6? Not, because it's well defended and protected by the pawns at d7 and f7. Speaking of queen side, we have that pawn on a6 that constantly gives us some ideas with rook b8 and b5 once they move the light square bishop away or knight from c3. And here, for example, in the past, the main move is d3. But in the past, I had lots of guys who used to play knight f3. I played knight f6 because I want to play d5. And a couple of these guys in the past played e5 against me. I just went for knight g4 and I threatened the pawn on e5. Well, guys, you have nothing else but queen e2 and queen c7. You just lost the pawn. What a bad way of playing the opening. And once again, we can see like the benefits of having the pawns on e6 and a6. They do not have a knight b5 or a knight d. And simply e5 pawn is fallen down. If they play d3, no big deal. You just go for the main idea. Fight against the bishop on c4. That's a specialty against desperation. That's why Bowdler attack is so bad. You play knight f6, and next move should be d5. If they play knight f3, you play d5. I'll show you a game of mine. This guy played f4. I play d5. For example, if they play e takes d5, e takes d5, you've just opened the light square bishop. It has to be great for you. One of my opponents, not one, few of them played bishop a2. Looks okay. They have this hidden bishop on a2. Maybe it's hidden, but first of all, it's not attacking d5 properly. And second thing, boom, we play b5. We've just built up a strong center. They can take it, and we take advantage of inactivity by the rook on a1 and the pretty bad position of the bishop on a2. Not good. And it's good if the pawn was on g6 and you play all those GPA type of games, Grand Prix attack. But here, that's not a case. And finally, my opponent played bishop a2, and I said, okay, no big deal, let me take. After the game, because this was a training game against 1FM from my city, the guy just went for d takes c4 in the game. But after the game, he said, what would you do if I played like this? I said, capture, take like this, and then I said, okay, and I just broke your castle. King is weak, and you just have an inactive and pretty passive pieces. And he said, yes, but what are you going to do with the light square bishop? I said, I was about to say that. I'm gonna play b6 and play bishop b7. Afterwards, I'll play knight b4, or if you bring the bishop on c4, knight a5. I'll play h6 to stop and prevent knight g5. My dark square bishop goes on e7. I'll make the long castle. It's great. In the game was d takes c4. I captured. He can't take by knight because e4 is hanging. Gotta take by king. And look what I did in just a couple of moves. Knight g4. I'm threatening primitive knight f2. They have to play knight h3 and bishop d7. Here, I don't want to go with b6, bishop b7 because it takes a little bit more time. And that's not my plan. I'm going to develop the light square bishop in a different fashion. Goes bishop d2 because cannot move the knight from h3, cannot move the king from d1. Pretty bad. After bishop d2, knight d4. Now I'm not even allowing any more king e1 to get into the center and tying up pretty much white pieces for the defense of the c2 pawn. King c1, I played rook to d8. The guy tried to activate himself and I played bishop e7. Take a look at this one. He can't move knight from h3, cannot move rook from h1 because of hanging pawn on h2, cannot move king from c1 because of pawn on c2. Bishop on d2 looks pretty bad. Bishop on c4, pretty restricted. I want to play bishop c6 followed by b5, expanding on the queen side, or I want to play just short castle. Afterwards in the game, I'm going to reveal how did I play. I played castle, played bishop c6, played b5, a takes, brought my rook onto the a file, and that's how afterwards I organized the attack and won the game. Hope that this short video helped you in terms of creating a good counter fight against the Bowdler attack, especially because I know that on lower levels and these medium level guys really face a lot this. Once again, I gotta call it pretty stupid move by white, bishop c4. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time. Bye bye.